Hello and welcome to your full moon video for the full moon in Purva Ashadha Nakshatra on the 27th to the 28th of June 2018. Here in the UK, the exactitude of the full moon will be at about 5:53 a.m. UK time. If you're in the States and you're on the East Coast, it will still be on the 28th. Further west of that, it's on the 27th. You can look all this up online, okay? So somewhere in your life, you're feeling somewhat hamstrung by a particular situation. You're finding yourself in a position where you feel like you're giving a lot of your power away. At least it feels that way. You may feel like you're making a sacrifice for something and you're making too many sacrifices and you don't really know if you want to make this sacrifice anymore. Because, when it boils down to it, those things or those people that you're making a sacrifice for, you're questioning how meaningful of a sacrifice that is, if that's a worthy sacrifice, or if it's just something that, is a waste of your energy and a waste of your time and a waste of your resources. And time and energy are resources, plus any other resources that you're wasting on it. You're just questioning it. But at the same time, you don't really know if you can walk away, right? Walking away just doesn't feel right. It doesn't feel like it's the appropriate thing to do. That should tell you something. That should tell you something, right? If you're not quite ready to walk away yet, then several different things could be happening. You're not sure of the best and most dignified way to turn away from a situation and to move things along. That way hasn't presented itself to you. So here you are. You're making sacrifices for a situation that you don't want to make sacrifices for. Also, one part of you is not really sure if walking away is really the thing that you want to do in the first place, even if you could come up with a plan for it that would work. So here you are, making sacrifices, making choices to be with the situation at the same time that doesn't feel right to you in your heart. So what's going on with that? You're going, right, well, okay, this doesn't feel right. Well, I'm just going to state that this isn't right? And I'm going to get angry, and maybe I'll throw a little bit of a tantrum that I'm not getting my own way because, there's something that I'm really needing from this situation. And let's face it, I'm not getting it. Well, I tell you what, look in the damn mirror. Look in the damn mirror. Who's not giving it to you? Is it that other person? No, I don't think it is. I think it's yourself. So, while you're here, while you're doing this, while you're questioning whether it's wise to do this, whilst you have worked through all these different layers of this situation and been through this whole question about what the hell you're doing here in the first place, and now that you've come to that answer, why are you blaming somebody else for it? Why? It doesn't make any sense. So you do have a choice. You can turn. You can walk away from it. You can go, right, I have just given too much to this, right? Or you can go, right, I need to give a little more to this, but perhaps I need to not ignore what some very important needs that I have are and how those are going neglected, right? Maybe I do need to pay more attention to that. Maybe I've just been glossing that over because I don't think that I can have what I want. And you may not be able to have what you want, but you can at least try. You can at least voice it. You can at least express it. You can at least be honest with the situation rather than expecting somebody to go, ooh, they want this and they want that. I can just intuit it. Because you know what? Not everybody's going to do that. Not everybody is going to do that, and you have to accept it. So sometimes you have to come right out and say it. But when you come out right out and say it, how should you say it? Should you go, right, you're not giving me this and you're not giving me that and I'm damn pissed about it? Should you do that? Well, you could if you really wanted to. What do you think you're going to get in return from that? You're likely going to get the same, right? And also, you have to face the fact that even if you come across with it gently, then you may not get what you want, and the other person may have a disagreement, and it can still turn into something that, well, is, gee, not quite so pleasant, huh? Right? But sometimes conflict is important, right? It's how we handle conflict. Do we let conflict get the better of us? Do we lose control of our judgment when we get into those situations that just feel stressful and when there's disagreements with other people? Do we have to do that? No, you don't. What can you do in those situations? What can you do when, you feel like you're not letting yourself have what you want and you're angry about that? And you sense that if you stay with the situation, you're not going to be able to have what you want because of what is important to somebody else, right? What do you do with that? Well, you can't let the fear override you. You can't let the fear of disagreement override you. You have to confront that, right? And yes, there may be some tension there. There may be some tension that rises to the surface, and it may make you feel nervous, and it may make you feel like you'll make some stupid decisions somewhere along the way that you wish that you hadn't made. You may find that it makes you say some things that you wish you hadn't said. But you're ultimately in control of here. You're in control of that. You can restrain yourself in terms of what you're saying. If you feel that tension rising to the surface, you can, in that moment, decide, you know what? I think that I'm just gonna go away with my thoughts for a moment because it's too hard for me to convey this now. You can do that. And then you can come back to it when you're a little calmer, right? Ultimately, what it boils down to is you're making a choice. You're making a decision to be in a situation. And because you're in that situation, you're not respecting your own needs. As a matter of fact, you're likely glossing over your own needs. And with this particular full moon, it's making you recognize that that's something you've been doing perhaps for a little too long, that you've been willing to sacrifice too quickly. So a lot of things that you don't want to sacrifice, right? You don't have to sacrifice those things anymore, but you have to accept the implications of the situation if you choose not to make those sacrifices. So, own up to the situation. You're in it. You're in it. If you choose to be in it, then there is something still with this situation that's very vital to you, that's very important, or someone that's very important. Honor that, respect that, honor them, respect them. But at the same time, you have to honor and respect yourself. So find a way to express it. Find a way to be authentic. Find a way to be clear. And see if you can find a new way forward, right? Over the next few months, you're likely going to find that this situation kind of works itself out. I'm guessing sometime between September and November, it begins to kind of move for you. An answer comes to the surface. In the meantime, you just got to kind of work through the layers of all that stuff that's there. Now, if you'd like to know a little bit about how this particular full moon transit is affecting your chart or anything else, or you just going through some difficult times, you can feel free to schedule an astrological service with me. Those are available through the astrological services page of my website. If you follow the link above in this video, that will take you directly to my services page. That's going to do it for this look at the full moon in Purva Ashadha Nakshatra for the 27th to the 28th of June, 2018. Until next time, please do take the very best care of yourself. Bye now.